Alrighty, so today we are at Edgewater Motorsports Park in Cleves, Ohio for a little test and tune action tonight with my dad's car behind me. So where we left off in the last video, after we did so good last weekend and he won that race, we decided that it wasn't good enough. We're gonna work on the car some more. But in all seriousness, this is mainly, hold on, we got a car coming. This is mainly just in the search of some more consistency, and to be totally honest with you, the air is really good today, and there's a private track rental here for radial tire prep only, and it's followed up by a test and tune this evening. So we are kind of I would say that this was a planned execution here to be able to run on the track after it had been set up for really fast radial tire cars all day long. So we have really good glue. But it's gonna kind of help us show if our changes that we made with the springs is the right direction or not. I changed the rear springs and I made them 5 pounds softer than what they were before. So a little bit lighter spring, and I'll insert a clip here of what it looks like pushing down on the car, but it looks a lot better. So we are basically ready to go. We're just gonna wait until test and tune starts at 5:30 and go up there and see how these changes make. If the water grains stay where they're at and the temperature keeps dropping, we have a good chance, good possibility of getting a new personal best tonight. So not 100% the goal here today, but it's kind of a personal goal with me. So hopefully we can get it done. So stick around, I'll turn this thing back on when we get up there. So I didn't bring my notebook today, so I got to do all of my notes here on the video log. So that first run there, the track was amazingly prepped. The tire pressure was too low, and possibly the extension was a little bit too loose, and it wadded the crap out of the tire, which made it spin when it tried to get back around. And then the track prep was really good, and it spun and then hooked again. And I thought he aborted the run because it shook the tire. It did not shake the tire after looking at the video, but that's what I thought. But in reality, he accidentally hit the trans brake button, so that run's kind of in the toilet, but it wasn't going to be an amazing run anyways. So for the next run, all I'm changing is just raising the air pressure from 11 pounds to 14 pounds and see what change that makes. Okay, so that one, it went a 608 with a 5. Double O Dave and I were betting on what it was going to do. He said it wasn't going to go faster than a 10. I said it was going to go an 8 or a 9, and it went an 8 with a 5. So I was dead in the middle of what I thought it was going to run. Went 130 flat. I'm sorry, 130. It's hard to do these videos here at the track. It went 131.00, so 131 flat to the 60 foot, and it went 389 through the middle, and 608 with a 5 at 111 out the back. So on the next one here, I'm gonna look at the data a little bit more, but I think that the track's finally starting to get a little bit more realistic on what we run on. So I'm probably gonna lower the air pressure back from 14 to 12, and see what that change makes, and possibly maybe loosen the extension just a click, but we'll, probably 2 clicks if I do loosen it, but I'll let you know what I decide. All right, so after talking with my man JP, we had decided that we're gonna go from 14 pounds of air to 13 pounds of air, and we're gonna actually tighten the rear extension 3 clicks to try to slow the squash of the tire down off the trans brake. So we'll see what that does, and turn this baby back on, we go up for the next run. Okay, so that was another 608 run. Slowed down a little bit to the 60 foot. It went a 131 with a 4 before it went a 131.00. So I think by looking at the video, what we have now, first off, the track is going back to more of the normal bracket atmosphere that we are, that we're used to running in. It's more of those conditions as far as the track goes. So I think at this point, from what I'm seeing, it's losing the tire when the front shock tops out, and we've got the front end tied down a lot because of the you know, the 80 pounds that we had in the back. It's changed it. So I'm going to go probably 2 clicks looser on the front shocks, and then drop the rear air pressure back down to 12. The most success we've had with this tire so far is at the 11 to 12 PSI range. So we're gonna get that back down to 12, loosen the front shocks 1 or 2, I'm not sure yet, and then go out there and see what it does on this next one. Another 608. This time it was at more mile per hour. It went 112, and that's because it went slower to the 60 foot. It went 133. The track is starting to get more of what we're used to, more bracket conditions, which is totally fine, but the air is just super good tonight. It's killer air, making a lot of horsepower, and it's showing us the chassis setup and how it's not totally refined yet. So what we decided to do for the next one was tighten the rear compression 5 clicks, because what we think is happening is the tire gets squashed down and then it wants to get round again, and as it gets round again, the shock is trying to compress because the front end is up, and it's compressing it too quick, and basically it's spinning the tire. So we slowed the rear compression down, and then we also tightened the rear extension 2 clicks to slow down the smash of the tire off the trans brake. And then we're also going to go back to the 11 pounds of air, because that is what has worked really well for us before, and I feel like that's just the magic number with this tire. And we're probably not going to go lower. If it still does the same thing again, then we're probably going to loosen the front extension even maybe a little bit more, and possibly even lower the launch RPM because it's making a bunch of horsepower in this really good air. But that's what we did, so let's see what it does on the next run here. So that run was 6:07.9. It's a new personal best, but we're still not where we need to be on the 60 foot. That was better. It went a 132.5, so we're moving in the right direction, but it's still losing the tire when the front end tops out. So we kind of made, not a huge swing, but the most swing we could make. I'd make more if we could, but I loosened the front shock extension all the way loose, to try to allow it to have as much weight transfer as possible, get the crank up over the pinion so it doesn't lose the tire. So if this doesn't work, if this isn't the magic trick to make it go down, then we're gonna lower the launch RPM down and see what effect that has. So let's see what it does right now. So terribly ugly run there. Didn't even get to see the changes that we made because it spun the tire so quickly. And I'm not the guy that blames the track usually, but in this case, that was 100% bad track prep. There you go, you hear that? Bad track prep. So we're gonna give it one more chance before we call it a night, mainly just because I want to. He's ready to load it up, but we're gonna put the 4,000 RPM chip in it, so we're moving it from 4,400 to 4,000. We're gonna try the right lane just to see, and if it doesn't work, that'll be the end of this video. So we'll see. Alright, so that's a wrap for tonight. I even put him in the glue on that run, trying to give us any best chance possible, and the track is just total garbage tonight, at least for where we're at with this tune-up as far as the chassis goes. So we will save the equipment. Hold on. We will save the wear and tear on the equipment, and we'll live to race another day. So we're gonna load this thing back up, regroup, re-strategize, and figure out where we're gonna go next. So I just realized this is the first time I've ever completed an entire video at the racetrack. So this is new. This is a big thing for me. So like always, guys, appreciate you watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and we will see you next time.